Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here. And you know, the Beretta M9 is a very versatile gun. I mean, you think about it. It can shoot the 9mm Luger, the 9mm Parabellum, the 9x19mm, and the 9mm NATO, which I don't have. Now, if you're wondering, these kind of look like the same exact round, just different manufacturers. And that's exactly right, because actually these three bullets, the names are interchangeable. The only one that's really not interchangeable is the 9mm NATO, the 9x19 NATO, which is dimensionally the same as these three bullets. But it's got a hotter powder charge in it. It fires under higher pressures. And that means that only certain pistols are really designed to shoot it, and they're really combat pistols like the M9, the CZ75, and that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm making this video because a lot of people, and I'm really talking about people who are new to guns, new to the gun community, don't really understand that certain rounds have multiple names. All rounds have an official name that's their original name, and the original name of the 9mm cartridge is the 9x19 Parabellum. And it really became to be known as the 9mm Luger a little bit later on because it was designed for the German Luger, the Luger P08. So that's where the name 9mm Luger comes from. But, typically when somebody talks about having a 9mm handgun, they're usually talking about the 9mm Parabellum or the 9mm Luger. They are not usually talking about the 9mm Makarov. That's a 9x18, and really the dimensions are different. It's like 9.2 by 18. But anyway, these are just bullets that I found on the range. This one here is a Federal. This one's a Winchester, and this one I think is a Tula. And I have no idea what the grain size of any of these are. I'm guessing they are either 115 grain or 124 grain, but I have no idea. These are just rounds that I picked up off the range. But anyway, the 9mm is not the only cartridge that has multiple names. For instance, the 45 ACP. Some people just call this the 45. If somebody talks about their 911, they just call it their 45. And people who are new and they see that it says 45 ACP or 45 auto on the barrel, and then they think, well, wait a minute, does it shoot 45 ACP or 45 auto or just regular 45? Or, what does it shoot? Well, those are all the same bullet. 45 ACP stands for 45 Automatic Colt Pistol. And by saying 45 Auto, you're pretty much just shortening the name. Same with 45 ACP. And that goes for all of the ACP rounds. The 380, 32, 25, and 38 ACP. The names can be, you can call them 32 Auto, which is what this is. This can be known as 32 Auto, 32 ACP, or this particular one says 7.65 millimeter. I'm sure you cannot see that on there, but it's also known as the 7.65 Browning. It also has several different names. I think the dimensions are 7.65 by 17 millimeter. 32 ACP. So if you ever see a little piece of brass that looks like this, that is a semi-rimmed piece of brass, and you see 765 on the head stamping, it's a 32 ACP. They're the same thing. Now, another one is 380 ACP. And I actually saw a video where a guy said that, oh, this pistol is chambered in 380 ACP, but it also takes 380 autos. Again, same thing. But the 380 ACP also has different names from different countries. So you have the 9x17, which is the dimensions of the case, 9 millimeters by 17 millimeters. And then there's the 9mm Kurtz and the 9mm short, which both mean the same thing. Basically just means a shorter 9mm. And those are all the same round. Then you have rounds that are dimensionally identical or dimensionally similar, but have different powder charges. For instance, this is a 5.56 by 45 NATO. This is a 223 Remington. This one here is a Federal. I am thinking it's an Independence or an American Eagle or something like that. This one is a Winchester, and it's a hollow point. If you saw my video 5.56 NATO versus 223 Remington, I explained the differences, and basically they're dimensionally similar. They're not identical, but they're similar. The 5.56 just has a much hotter powder charge in it for military use. Same goes for the 308 Winchester versus 7.62 by 51 NATO, and the same for the 9mm and 9mm NATO. Another example is the 38 ACP and the 38 Super. They're dimensionally identical, I'm pretty sure, but the 38 Super has a hotter powder charge, and it's meant for guns that can shoot 38 Super. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can shoot 38 ACP out of a 38 Super. It might not have enough powder charge to push the slide back all the way, but I have no idea. I don't even know if you can buy 38 ACPs anymore, to be honest. I think it's pretty much down to 38 Super. But anyway, those are just a few examples of rounds that have multiple names, and this is really for people who are new to shooting, and people always question me, well, what's the difference between a 45 and a 45 ACP? Things like that. This is just kind of an informative video of that. I hope this helped you. If you're new to shooting and you were kind of questioning these things, there are, of course, a whole bunch of other rounds that have multiple names. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, or even if I looked on the computer, I still probably wouldn't know them all. But these were just a few common ones that you might run into. So anyway, I hope that helped. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.